Hello, good morning. Really nice to be here again. It's a lovely, fresh, slightly autumnal morning here in Yorkshire. So anyway, I've got a little, really quick one here. Really quick little bit of tips, advice, whatever. And it's about typography within when you're putting something together and putting it out there. It could be when you're doing something for PowerPoint, or it could be something for a social media ad that you're putting together, or any kind of presentation where you've got copy, i.e. type text that you're putting together, that will make it look a little bit more professional. And it's just a tiny little top tip. When you are typing and preparing and writing this stuff to either paste into a document or whatever you're working with, one little professional tip is you need to stop using, if you already are or still are, you need to stop using double word spaces. So when you finish a sentence and you put a full stop, regardless of what you might think or believe or what you've been taught at school or college or any courses you've done, when you finish a sentence and put a full stop, press the space bar once and then start a new sentence. Over the decades of people using conventional typewriters, typewriters are very limited in what they can do and the way they space things, and probably it was a necessary evil to make things sit properly. The people that were being taught for years to put 2 word spaces after a sentence, but modern typesetting software, whether it's InDesign or Word or Pages for a Mac or all these different desktop publishing packages, they're a lot more sophisticated now, and have made the use of a double word space obsolete. Proper proper graphic designers and typesetters never ever, certainly if they know what they're doing, they'll never use a double word space. And whenever I get copy supplied, I will always, like if somebody supplies a document, like a Word document, and say this is the copy I want to use, I will always, every single time, one of the first jobs I do is weed out all the double word spaces and replace them with a single space bar space, usually using the find and replace, which is quite painless. It's done in a few minutes, but it's always something I have to remember to do and check for. And it'd be just a lot better if people just didn't use them, and it'd make life a lot easier for designers who get that stuff. And plus, if you're doing your own material and putting it out there yourself, using Canva or whatever you're using to do it, just get in the habit. If you are one of the many who still do use double word spaces, just use a single one, and it stops your paragraphs of copy, your body copy, or even if it's a short amount, it stops it having great big holes in it. It has big visual holes, these big spaces that look ugly, and a proper typesetter, a proper typographer would actually not use that. And there'll be people who disagree. There might even be some graphic designers who still use them, and I don't know anywhere that I'll have ever worked where they'd have got away with it, but just don't do it. So there you go. That's my little top tip if you're putting body copy together. Hiya Paul, hiya Andy. If you nice to see you watching. That's great. I appreciate your support. So there you go. And that was just a really little quick one. And I'll speak to you again soon. Be kind. Morning, Andy. See you later, everyone. Unless somebody wants to chat. Anybody got any questions? Anybody want anything to add or suggest, or is everybody just having their cup of coffee on a morning? Right. Well, I'm. If you've got any questions, just put them in the comments, and I will do my best to answer and give you any information you might need on this. It's very simple anyway, so there's nothing really to say. But there you go. Okay. See you later. Be kind. Have a good day. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm just packed up in Harrogate. I'm in Harrogate all afternoon, and I'm just using this opportunity to give a quick little Facebook Live. If there's anybody out there, is anybody there can say hello, or give us a wave. So my son, he goes to an acting class, so we drive all the way over to Harrogate every Saturday afternoon, and he has a few hours there. And I am going over to walking into town and going over to Costa, where I'm going to be illustrating some characters for a pitch for Cartoon Network, which is going to be quite interesting. But in the meantime, I've got a little piece I'd like to share with you now. If there's anybody there, I don't know whether there is, give me a wave. Is anybody watching? Say hello or whatever. Don't know. But anyway, I'll get on with what I'm here to do. There's a lot of people within this group that does a lot of their own material in terms of marketing material, advertising, whether it's leaflets or posters or email shots, or there's a lot of social media stuff going out there that people are doing in-house themselves on Canva or whatever. And basically, it all amounts to the same thing. They're creating adverts, and I've, as well as being experienced in advertising, I'm qualified in advertising, and if there's any tips that I can give to help people get more out of what they're doing and have a little bit of a structure and a bit of a checklist. And as a means of doing that, I'd like to introduce you to AIDA. And AIDA helps me, and AIDA can help you when you are doing an advert or some sort of promotional message, whether it's a little JPEG to go onto Instagram or onto Facebook or something, if it's set you're promoting what you're doing. So that's AIDA, and AIDA will help you. And it's basically how can I put it? It's not a template. It's a kind of like a checklist of how to put an ad together. It's not the only way to put an ad. Hello Fergus. It's not the only way to put an advert together. There's lots of clever different things you can do, like teasers and enigmatic kind of mysterious ads and different things you can do. But this is a fairly good format and system for doing it. So anyway, I'll show you that again. That's AIDA. So it's just an acronym you can use that may help formulate an ad. So first A stands for attention. So the first thing you've got to do is use an image or a headline or a clever winning combination of the two, but you need to get somebody's attention. So number one priority, get their attention. So that's the first A, attention. So like I say, it could be a killer headline with a picture or one or the other, but you need to be able to do that. Attention first and foremost, that's your number one. The second one is interest. So that's I for interest. So that's the next one, yeah. Interest, you've got to be able to offer them something as a secondary thing that will actually capture and hold their interest. And it's basically, if you look at those two things, you need to be able to get your reader to look like that and go, interesting. That's all you need to do. You need to put either a line, or if it's a bigger ad or a bigger promotional device, you need to put a paragraph, but you have to get that interest. So that's I. The next one on the list is D, and the D stands for desire. You've got to be able to instill a sense of desire for your product or service or offer or the message you're putting out. The third thing is desire, so that's D for desire. You've got to get them to want that product or that service and look upon whatever you're offering with envious eyes, like thinking, God, I want that, I really need that, why have I not got that? And get that desire sparked into them to fuel and drive, you know, their need or desire for your product. So second one the third one is D for desire. And the final one, very simple, and you'll all know about this anyway, is action. A for action. So what do they have to do? You know, most of us probably heard the term a call to action. That's basically what it is. It's the action. What action do they need to take to buy your services or to engage with your services or buy your product? Where do they need to go? Do they need to phone somewhere? Do they need to go email somewhere? Or do they need to go on a website or call in a store or fill a form in? What is that action? You need to be very clear what action they need to take to be able to engage with your product or service and actually respond to it. So I'll do that again. So it's AIDA: attention, interest, desire and action. If the hierarchy of your promotional message has those features, if it features those different aspects, it's not the only formula to create an ad, but it's a very good, stable, reliable and tried and tested sort of hierarchy of messages within an advert or a promotion. So if you use AIDA next time, have a go, see what results you get. But yeah, so get their attention, generate some interest, put something that would capture their interest and retain their interest, and then it's desire, some sort of desire, and then always leave them with some option to take some action. So I hope that's been a bit of use. So I'm going to walk into town and get myself parked up for a couple of hours in a coffee house and get some coffee in Harrogate, and I'll speak to you next time. So have a good weekend and be kind. Hello again. I'm just having another Facebook live here. If there's anybody watching, hello, good afternoon. I hope you're having a great day. It's a nice sunny day in Yorkshire today. I've had a few bits on this morning that I've been sorting out, and I just thought I'd have a little break and have a chat about addressing your target market within advertising and promotional messages. So if there's anybody out there who wants to know about that and is watching now, please give us a wave. Or if you're watching this at a later time, I'd love to hear any comments you've got. And this oh yeah, nice one, Richard. I'm just having a bit of a break from all your stuff. Thank you. But yeah, I'm just having 5 minutes out, and I'm just going to talk about addressing your target market when you are putting, it could be a press advert, it could be an advert that's on social media or anything like that. Now, there's often in a lot of marketing books and marketing schools of thought, traditionally, there's been the idea that you should talk about the features of your product or service and then list the benefits. Now there's a few schools of thought that saying that that's a little bit old hat and you could be doing things differently, but I think it's a very good way of, still a very good way of advertising and marketing your product or service, and it's a very solid and reliable process, and I think certainly if I'm advising any SMEs who are doing a lot of this stuff themselves, I would still think that that's very much the way to go. And it's pretty simple. Basically, you know, you talk about the features of your products and service, which is kind of like the bit about you and about what you do, but sometimes people just leave it there, and then they go on and they don't go on and talk about how that benefits the customer. It's just the self-obsessed going on about, you know, particularly if it's a technical product, they're going about the spec and what it does and all this, but they don't actually explore the bit that the customer wants to know. How is it going to impact on me as a customer? So it's important that you do link it with the stuff that you do, but it's important that you also talk about the benefits to the customer. And there's a very simple way of remembering how to do that and to make it as effective as possible. Now, if you're focusing on the customer, I always use the word them, because you are talking about them. So, as I like my little acronyms up, we've got, can you see that? Them. Now, if you remember that, that will do you a lot of good, because them, you see, them stands for, first of all, the T stands for time. If you can save your customer time and demonstrate that you can save your customer time and actually put that in your ad or your promotion or your content, that is a major benefit. So your products may save them time, and time is something that we all don't have. And we all have a set limit of time, and if you can actually help save somebody time, then that's a massive benefit. And if that's what your product or service does, then you've got to make sure that you get that benefit across somehow. So let's go back to the H. H stands for health. Now it's a little bit of a fudge is this one, because health, when I say health, I actually mean peace of mind. So like your health, everybody's kind of stressed and stressful, and you know, you want your blood pressure to stay right and everything. So it's all about peace of mind. So H stands for health, which is peace of mind. So if you can offer peace of mind in your message, I mean, you might only just have one of these, by the way. It doesn't have to be all the lot. It could be one or two. But if your focus is on peace of mind, your product, your service will have the H factor, which is the health, which is basically, we will give you peace of mind in whatever you're doing. And people really value that. People want peace of mind. They want to go to bed and have a good night's sleep. And if you can do that for somebody and make sure that they are maintaining their health by giving them peace of mind, then that's what the H stands for. So we'll go back to them, because we are focusing on them, the customer. The E stands for esteem. Now, when I say esteem, it could be, I'm trying to say that your product or service will give them a level of I'll use the word that Richard uses, gravitas. It will give somebody a feeling of well-being, and that they are feeling happy and comfortable, and that they are accomplished. And if you can say that you have got something that is special with your product or service, it builds that feeling of feeling good about themselves. So esteem is very important, and if you can put that in your message as one of your benefits, you don't use the word esteem, but that's what we're trying to give people, that they are getting something special, they're getting something of quality, they're going to get something that's something good that makes them feel happy, makes them feel good about themselves, makes them feel good about their business possibly, or the way they look or the way they feel. So E is esteem. And the last one, if you can see, I got that wrong around, beg your pardon, is M. And M stands for money. If you can help them have more money in their bank account by either saving them money or making them money. So if it's one of the benefits, it's half the price of everything else, or that it's got a discount, or if your products or service can actually improve their business by making them more money, M is for money. So, you know, you've got all your own features within your own business, but if you can actually show these benefits to them, No, got it wrong way around again. Them, if you can show them, your customers, by one or more of those benefits within your sales message, your promotion, your advert, your Facebook ad, or whatever, if you can bring those benefits to your customer, then you probably won't go that far wrong in your advert or campaign or whatever you're doing. So always remember, it's all about them. They're your customers. Show them the benefits, show them that they're important, and show them that you understand that you are addressing at least one of the major things that they need addressing. Time, health, aka peace of mind, and esteem, and money. That's all for now. I hope if you've watched this live you've enjoyed it and might take something away from it when you're doing your next little Facebook ad, or whether you're actually employing somebody to do that for you, that you can actually have your own checklist. Is it fulfilling these criteria? And please, I'd love to hear your feedback. Please do comment down below and just sort of say what you think, or if you've got anything else to add, or if you don't agree with me and think I'm talking a lot of rubbish, please feel free, and I'll be happy to ignore it. And have a really fantastic day, and be kind. Bye. Greetings everybody.